We're going to fit a parabola to some points here.
Yeah, we are. Okay. So the idea here is we're going to take this point and we're going to plug it into this formula. And so when we do that, we have a times -1 squared.
Now, okay, keep going.
Okay, a times -1.
And here's the thing. With what we're doing is we're replacing what we know is true. And for this particular part, we know that at the x is equal to -1. Here's one thing that kids tend to forget is that anytime you're given a point, you're given a value for x and y.
Or f of x in this case.
Or
which
f
is
of
the
x
same
in this
thing.
case. And so don't ever forget that on any problem that you work.
And if they only gave us 1 point, that wouldn't be particularly helpful,
Yeah,
right?
can't do
because
much.
Plugging in those values here, we can simplify and we can get a minus b plus c equals 5. Well, that's not particularly helpful, except they gave us 3 points, which is going to give us a system of 3 equations, which BT dubs, that's the section we're in.
BT dubs.
So let's plug all these in and get our system. But that's the trick. That's the part you have to know in order to set this up. So this will be 4a plus 2b, or not to be, whatever. That's
Okay,
the question.
side note on that, to be or not to be. I saw last night at the bookstore that there's The Empire Strikes Back written by William Shakespeare.
Oh,
It looked very interesting.
I don't know how I would feel about that.
I read a couple pages. It's hilarious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Very creative, whoever came up with that.
All right, so plugged in 3, it equals 13, so that should be 9a plus 3b plus c equals 13. So now you can solve this system that we have over here by any method you want to. I will let you know that we discussed it, and we're personally okay with on problems that are not specifically asking you to do it a certain way. We're okay with you putting it in your calculator.
Yeah. Now, if you're a student in another class getting this, then you need to follow the instructions that your teacher is giving you, and they may want to see work with this.
Right. And so what's really neat is that you can actually get your calculator to do reduced row echelon form, which, remember, that's the one that's easiest to see the answers. And to do that, you would go to your matrix and you would start a 3x4 matrix up, and you would type in, 1, -1, 1, 5, and so on. And then under the matrix menu, you would look for RREF, for reduced row echelon form. And then assuming you have that matrix stuck in A, you do row reduced echelon form of A, and then it should spit out your answer. And normally we have XYZ, but this time it's ABC. And we'll just make it a point.
There it is. And we'll link it. I have a video that links into how to fill this in. So
that 4, -6, -5?
4, -6, -5.
And those are our values for A, B, and C, and they don't ask us to do that, but we could actually plug those in, and that would be the function that has these 3 points along it.
Right. Well, why don't we go ahead and write it out so they can see what it looks like? I mean, might as well. So the function, because it wants determine, we want to find out what that parabola looks like, and there you go.
Yep.
Easy peasy.